Rob?
Hello everyone, welcome to Rob's Rogues in the BatmanUniverse.net, and today we're taking a look at the Kotobukiya 1/10 scale Superpowers Robin Classic Artifact Statue. This was something when Kotobukiya announced this, I believe at Toy Fair last year, that they were going to be doing this line of statues. Some people had wondered, were they going to have like some articulation? Were they going to be like the Superpowers action figures? And knowing that it's, it said statue in the product pictures and what you can kind of see here from the box, it looks like there are moving parts to him. There are no moving parts on this guy whatsoever. But they faithfully recreated the box image of the old Superpowers action figures. And this was one of my early action figures that I had that I can remember playing with. And I've got the actual Robin action figure here off to the side, which we'll show once we get the actual statue out of the box. But they did this whole, weathered look around the package here. Let's see if I can get it in closer. You can see the top of the box looks like it's weathered and beaten up and damaged, like as if it's been mint on card all these, 30 some odd years now practically. You can kind of see that there. And the box is in pristine condition, but I like how they kind of weathered it. There's an actual image of what the statue looks like, so they kind of, instead of putting the original Robin action figure image there, they did their own product, which I thought was really kind of cool. There is the bubble package, as it were. It says up at the top, I don't know if you can see that, not an action figure, just so you know. This is sculpted by, let's get it up here just a little bit more, Neo Mutu, if I'm saying that correctly. If not, I apologize, but it does say not an action figure. I'll show you the other side here really quick. There kind of says that, a 1/10 scale pre-painted figure, so that's really pretty neat. And then the back here is made to look like the back of the original box here. So you see the other figures in the line are Superman, Green Lantern, the Flash, Batman, and Robin. The comic book store that I was at only had Batman and Robin. So, of course, I was definitely going to jump on this, and I was looking at it, and my wife had said, oh, I was planning on getting this for you for Christmas, but I thought it was an action figure and you already had it. She's like, I didn't realize it was a statue. So she grabbed it and said, Happy Valentine's Day. So that's pretty cool. There's a long read up here, and it basically says that this is a Kotobukiya Japanese import. DC Comics Classic Costumes, Artifacts brings you a brand new, non-articulated comic book character based on the vintage 1980s Superpowers action figure sculpts, enlarged to 1/10 scale. Swinging into action, Superman, Green Lantern, and the Flash, and the dynamic duo featuring the Boy Wonder himself. Retro in as you can celebrate and create action figures of yesteryear, and this vintage-inspired Dick Grayson resembling classic 5 points of articulation toy, and an all-new sculpt, updated classic styles, yet retains the nostalgic feel, and collectors will immediately recognize the inspiration for this look. Robin is eager to leap into the fray as stands in his classic costume, outfitted in a snappy red shirt, short green sleeves, matching green trunks, gloves, and boots. Grayson further accents his ensemble with a black and yellow belt, ties on his shirt and a black and yellow Robin symbol. Black mask, and of course his yellow short cape. So there, that's a long read there. So then it tells you who it's sculpted by, and it stands just under 7 1/2 inches tall, or 1/10 scale. So this classic costumes includes Robin and his crime-fighting partner Batman, sold separately. So I'm not necessarily planning on getting Batman. Part of me says that would be cool to have Batman and Robin there. One of the big things I'm just trying to do is really collect more Robin type items, and that's my biggest focal point in the channel and everything like that. Granted, I'm doing Star Wars and other things like that, but kind of pulling some things back a little bit. But anyway, enough blathering and rambling. Let's get a closer look at the Kotobukiya Robin Classic Superpowers Artifact statue. All right, here is Robin out of package, and wow, this just takes me right back to my childhood. This guy looks even better than the original Superpowers action figure, which, you know, the way they make things now is a lot different than what it was back in the 80s. But they have recaptured that look of the action figure and then some. And this is such a cool line that Kotobukiya is doing to kind of commemorate the Superpowers 30th anniversary. See, Robin is kind of, you know, leaned back a little bit, kind of like one of those action figure poses that you would have to do because the figure is top heavy. My only complaint with this is that he did not come with a base of any type, of kind of like their Kotobukiya, you know, like New 52 figures or some of the other ones that they do. They'll have the magnetic magnet, yeah, a little redundant, the magnet in their foot on the magnetic base, and Robin doesn't have that, and I don't believe any of them in the line do, and that's really kind of sad. You could see, now this is a little card table that I'm reviewing things on, so it's got that soft, you know, material underneath, so sometimes you'll see me use like a different base to put things on. So he does stand very well, but I'm a little worried that he'll topple over somebody goes, you know, walking through the house. So I really wish they would have done some type of display base for him and this line. That being said, that's the only fault that I see in this at all. It is just a really good figure. Let's raise this up. This is kind of one of those where I really wish I had a turntable so I could kind of share this with you guys just a little bit closer. But the face sculpt is right on. Looks like Jose Luis Garcia's artwork there. And looks like he's right out of the cartoon series of the Superpowers or Super Friends. Even has Robin's karate chop there. Now, I want to say that there were some of them that you could like remove the arm and put on like maybe the Flash's running action where they had kind of sculpted the motion of like punching or the kicking. I want to say Superman's did. I'll have to find out when I'm putting this together. Maybe I'll put like a little annotation or a picture that'll scroll across. It's cool that they did give them cloth capes, which is really nice. Mine's a little bunched here in the package. It was kind of folded over, kind of like that a little bit in the package. So he's got a kind of this rough, or it's kind of ruffled here just a little bit. So I think over time that's just going to fan right out. And I mean, it looks really cool, and I'm glad that they gave the cloth cape. If you have any type of a fan or ceiling fan or a breeze blowing through your room, it'll kind of create that little flowing cape action there. But you could see where the articulation would be in this. There's the joints in the back of the knee that they put there. Again, that's not an action figure, it doesn't move. You could see where the joints are in the legs here and in the arm there as well. So they did a really good job of making it look like the action figure. So what we'll do here, so you can get him to stand, let's back this out a little bit, and we'll bring up the original Superpowers Robin. So I mean, they did a really good job. Now he's a little bit more chunkier of an action figure. This is more what he resembled in the show or in the box art that was on there at the time. But you can see in where the arm would be, and his Superpower action figure doesn't quite work much anymore, just as an old figure as he is. But you can see where the articulation is in this figure. So they recreated that very well. So I want to bring up one more thing for reference here. And here's the Kotobukiya New 52 Nightwing at New York Comic Con with the blue deco paint job. So they are essentially the same height, so it's kind of cool to see Dick Grayson in his old Robin costume, and then Dick Grayson here in kind of his new 52 blue inspired outfit. These are the bases I was talking about that these guys aren't coming with, and you can see Nightwing's magnet has fallen out of one of his feet. So that's cool that, you know, you can put him on the magnet and you don't, like, there's a potential that he could fall off, but it's got to have some good movement there to be able to do so. So I've got an extra base the way I have a few of mine setting already. So I'm going to have him standing on there so it's a little bit more sturdy, but there's no magnetic part in there whatsoever. So I kind of really wish there was, but beggars can't be choosers at this point, and that's the only knock that I have on an otherwise, you know, perfect recreation of the, actually a better than perfect recreation of the 1980s Robin superpower figure. Final thoughts on this guy. It's absolutely fantastic. A great end to our Valentine's Day weekend that my wife and I had this past weekend, and that she bought this for me is just even cooler that I finally have this statue, and it was one that I was going to try and track down. This runs about $30, give or take, you know, 5 or so. At the comic shop that I picked it up, it was $29.99, so just a little over $30. But a very cool piece to have. So if any of you Superpowers fans are out there, this is a really cool way to kind of represent that Superpowers collection that you used to have, or maybe that you still have, but in a far better sculpt than the original figures, but it still definitely maintains that classic sculpt that you look at it and go, yeah, that feels like a Superpowers action figure. So today we've been taking a look at the Superpowers Kotobukiya 1/10 scale Robin in his classic outfit from the Superpowers. And as always, this is Rob for Rob's Rogues and the BatmanUniverse.net signing off saying we'll see you guys next time.